Hi guys, I hope that you're all having a fabulous day. Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to show you how I transformed the Louis Vuitton Cosmetic Pouch GM from a small leather good into a handbag, and also share what you can end up fitting in here when you use it as a handbag. I hope that you guys enjoy this video. If you do, make sure and give it a thumbs up. And without further ado, let's get started, shall we? Before we get into the tutorial, I just want to say two quick things. First and foremost, a huge thank you to Maria. I will be talking about her a little bit later on in the video, but Maria is a YouTuber, and she ended up making a video on how she transformed her cosmetic pouch from a small leather good into a handbag, and had it not been for her video, it would not have inspired me to do the very same, and it would not have sealed the deal for me to add this item to my collection. So a huge thank you to her, and a huge thank you to the hubs, because in reality, he is the one that's transforming it. So really, I should say I very loosely, because he is the one that's transforming it, and all I'm going to be doing is videotaping it, because I didn't have a whole lot of success when I tried to do it myself. So a huge thank you to him as well. In the following tutorial, I want you guys to see everything from start to finish, and I'm also going to be sharing the tools that were used in order to transform it. So this is everything that we're going to be using to transform the cosmetic pouch from a small leather good into a handbag. Of course, here we have the cosmetic pouch. On the right hand side, I have a strap that I will talk about in just a second, a screwdriver, a punch, and the D-rings. The D-rings, they did come in a pack of two, or two sets, I should say, and I will be sharing those in the description box below if you guys wanted to check them out. Now, as far as the screwdriver goes, unfortunately, I don't have an exact measurement for it, but it is a little bit smaller. Now, as far as the punch goes, the reason why we're going to be using a punch is to be able to stretch out this piece of leather a little bit more, so that way we are able to fit the D-ring a little more comfortably. You can use anything that has a tapered point. We just ended up having this guy, and it ended up working out perfectly. So that's what we ended up stretching it out with. Now, if you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys have seen that I have already added, we actually already added the D-rings before we took them out, but just for the sake of this tutorial, we wanted to just kind of start everything from the very beginning. So they are a little bit more stretched out than originally when I got this cosmetic pouch, because at first they were pretty tight, and I was able to, or actually we were able to put the punch in there. And it took a little bit of wiggling. As I said before, it wasn't like easy breezy, not at all, because the leather part was a little bit tighter, and of course these D-rings, they're not loose on that leather part, which is exactly what I wanted. I don't want something loose. I want something that's going to be really snug on there. So it was, you definitely have to use a little bit of elbow grease. It might not be the case for you if you've had this piece before, or I don't know, it might be different, but I just wanted to throw that out there just in case you find that this leather part and the D-ring is just a little too tight, but I promise it will end up working out. So the OCD in me, I actually prefer to have the screws facing the same direction. Just, I don't know, you guys might be different, you might not care, but I don't know, I just want the screws to be in the exact same direction. So I have a tendency to line it up just to be on the safe side, but all right, let's do this. I'm gonna bring you guys in close so you can see everything. I'm not going to cut it, but there is the punch to hold it in place, to make sure it's a little bit more stretched out. I'm trying to bring this in as close as I can. It's still pretty snug, huh? Even though we've already done it and the punch has already been used. Okay, so it's all the way through the bar part of the D-ring. And then you just have the screw on one side. Is that your stomach? Mm-hmm. And that one's done. Perfect. See, so you don't really have, I mean, I don't want to say you don't have any give, but I like how snug it is in there. I don't want it to be too loose. Plus, I feel like it makes it a little bit easier when you do end up using it as a handbag, and I'll show you guys that in just a second. All right, so let's do this side. And make sure and move the zipper. It makes it that much easier. I know it might seem like common sense, but it wasn't very easy in the beginning because I was trying this by myself. I had the zipper down. I was getting so frustrated, and the hubs definitely came to the rescue. Okay, so again, we have the bar part going in first, and you do want to make sure that you have the bar part, like you don't want to put this part on the tab first and then put the screw through. You want to have it with the screw partially into this D-ring. It makes it a lot easier. I forgot to mention that earlier. So then you just hold it in place with one hand and screw it in. And you're good to go. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. So it's definitely a lot easier the second time around, but the first time was not fun whatsoever. I don't have all of the patience in the world, I guess, and it just wasn't working out because I thought that it was going to be too snug. I thought that this D-ring was going to be way too big for this leather tab, but it's definitely not the case. It is snug. The strap that I am using for the cosmetic pouch is from Organize My Bags. I love this strap. This is the crossbody oval strap in the gold hardware in the size medium. They do have a variety of different sizes, but the medium has a length of 47 inches from tip to tip, and I do think it is quite generous and it's very, very comfortable. Now, another reason why I decided to go for this chain with this is because it matches the D-rings perfectly. They're literally the same shade of gold. However, you can also see that they don't match the Louis Vuitton hardware because the Louis Vuitton hardware does have that brushed gold. That doesn't bother me whatsoever, just because Louis Vuitton already has quite a few handbags that have different types of hardware on them. For example, their Speedies. Some parts of the hardware are the brushed gold and others are the shiny gold. So just like that, it doesn't bother me. But I just wanted to point it out. As I said in the video, unfortunately, I don't know the exact measurement of the screwdriver that we used in order to be able to put on the D-rings. If I'm able to find it somehow before I end up publishing this video, I will definitely put it in the description box below. But unfortunately, like I said before, I didn't have that information. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys what it looks like on my body frame, so I'm gonna do a split screen, and you have to excuse the outfit because I am wearing some comfy shorts, as you guys can see. But I just want to show you what it looks like on, and with the movement that I'm creating with my body, you can see that it doesn't end up flipping over once it's on your body. But as Maria had mentioned in her video, once you kind of have it off of your body, it has a tendency to sometimes swing around. Other times I've seen it kind of move upside down, but once it's actually on your body, it doesn't move anywhere, which I think is pretty awesome. And I think it's great crossbody. I love where it lands on my body frame. For reference, I am 5'5", and another thing is that I also like it on my shoulder, because even on my shoulder, I didn't really find that it ends up moving too much, which I'm super thankful for, but I think it's great. And as I had mentioned in the video, this is the strap that I'm using. This is from Organize My Bags. This is the crossbody oval strap in the gold hardware in the size medium. They do have other sizes, they do have other colors, but as I had mentioned, this one ends up matching the D-rings perfectly. I love this strap. It is ridiculously comfortable. It doesn't dig into my skin whatsoever, and I highly recommend it. And if you want something a little bit shorter, if you want something, I do believe that they have one longer than this. If I'm not mistaken, don't quote me on it. But if you did want a longer strap, obviously you can end up either using a leather strap or from a different fashion house or what have you. And that way you have, I feel like you have a little bit more play when it comes to using this as a handbag once you have these D-rings on, because you can really end up using any strap that you want. But I personally prefer to use this strap from Organize My Bags. But absolutely love it. And as I had mentioned, it does have a length of 47 inches from tip to tip. So love that. And now let me show you guys some of the things that you can end up fitting in here. And I just brought some small leather goods out. So of course you have your phone. My phone is the iPhone 11. So there we go. And if you wanted to fit in a card holder, a round coin purse, the 6-ring key holder, it's very, very spacious. The key pouch, and then of course it does have this little guide for a lipstick. I don't really like to use it for a lipstick. I know sometimes it does end up working, but other times I feel like it just kind of makes everything a little bit bulky. So sometimes I end up fitting it on the side and I'm able to close it up no problem. I don't have any weird lumps and bumps or anything like that, and the zipper isn't wonky. Of course, if you end up fitting a few more items in here, you just have to watch out for the wonky zipper. But I think that's pretty good, and it still has a little bit of space for a few other items if you wanted to. Now let me just give you guys another visual if you wanted to fit the mini pochette, because I know this is one that I've said before I love to use in pretty much all of my handbags. But this guy does take a little bit more, hang on. It does take up a little bit more space, but then you have the key pouch, and let's say that you wanted to put it standing up, you can do that as well. The round coin purse, I don't think the phone will fit in there with the mini pochette. Oh, it will. There we go. And a lipstick. And then if you were to close it, you're able to close it, but then you have that wonky zipper. So it's really a matter of just playing around with it and just carrying what it is that you want to carry for that day or whatever makes you feel more comfortable. But I think that you can definitely end up using this. I think it fits the daily essentials and then some. Again, it depends on the size of the small leather goods, but it is very, very spacious. And when you don't want to use it as a handbag, you can still end up using it as a catch-all or as a toiletry case or as a cosmetics case or cosmetic case, which I think is pretty fabulous. As you guys know, I recently added this item to my collection, and I added it for a few different reasons. First and foremost, I love the size. I think that the size is perfect, especially if you want to use it either as a catch-all, a cosmetic case, a toiletry pouch, what have you. And because it does have this dome shape, you're able to fit a lot more in this item. So the versatility, you guys know that when it comes to small leather goods, I am all about versatility. And if I'm able to incorporate it into my lifestyle a lot more often, I think that is like the cherry on top. So another reason is because I've always been fond of the pouch, of the cosmetic pouch. I think it's beautiful. However, in the past, I did have the PM. I had it in the Damier Azur, the Damier Band, and the Monogram. Unfortunately, they didn't end up working out the best for me, and I ended up selling them. The only one that I have left is the multicolor. But the reason why I ended up getting rid of them is because I had a lot of wear and tear on the corners. And because this is one continuous piece of canvas, when it comes to these folded corners, they don't end up wearing the best, at least in my experience, and I had a lot of wear and tear on here. Which leads me to my other reason, and I ended up doing research on the GM because I had been thinking about it. I was like, okay, I think it's beautiful. And I was really curious to see if the GM had the same issues with the corner wear as the PM. You would think so, right? So I went on YouTube and I ended up watching a ton of reviews on them, which is how I found Maria. And Maria was doing a review on hers. She said that she didn't have any problems with the corner wear. She's had it for, I believe at the time that she filmed, I want to say it was a year or maybe a year and a half, and it's been wearing fabulously. So I got really, really excited. And then in that video, that's when she talked about how she transformed it from a small leather good into a handbag. So that to me, like I said in the beginning, it kind of sealed the deal because I was thinking, okay, you can use it as a catch-all, you can use it as this, you can use it as that. It never even occurred to me to use it as a handbag until I saw her video. So I was hooked. I was like, yes, add even more versatility to it. So as I said before, a huge thank you to her for filming that video. And the last reason I figured, okay, I've always been fond of it. So far, from what people have been talking about on their videos, they haven't experienced wear and tear on their GMs as much as they have on their PMs. So I was like, okay, I'm excited. And then Louis Vuitton dropped the bomb that they were going to be discontinuing, or that they discontinued the canvas toiletry pouches. So I thought, how much do you want to bet that these are next? Especially because Louis Vuitton has been trying to phase out a lot of their canvas pieces and move towards leather, which they've been doing for a few years now. And of course, when it comes to the toiletry pouches, from what I have read, from what I have seen, from what I have been told, they are going to be revamping them and reintroducing them next year. I don't foresee them being canvas. If they are canvas, they're probably going to have chains. They're probably going to have card slots. I have no idea. And I'm sure that the price point is going to be considerably higher than the toiletry pouches were when they were fully canvas. So I thought that maybe these would be next. I could be wrong. Maybe it's just all in my mind. I don't know. But that I just figured, okay, maybe they'll end up getting rid of them. And if I have been so fond of the GM thus far and I never went for it, I want to make sure and add it to my collection. You know, if they end up discontinuing it, they end up discontinuing it. But I figured, you know what? Go for it. Go for it now. But that does it for my video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I hope that we were able to give you a really good visual as to how you can transform the cosmetic pouch from a small leather good into a handbag. I love you guys so much. If you enjoyed it, make sure and give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already and you would like to, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you guys later. And as always, make it a fabulous day or not, the choice is yours. Have a great day.